Mr. Mylius says his wife believes his money grows on trees, but his patience for her spending is suffering a severe drought. Today on Divorce Court. All rise. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding.
Hello, everyone. You may be seated.
Your Honor, the case of Mylius v. Mylius.
Thank you very much. Mr. Mylius and Mrs. Mylius, I'm glad to have you here in Divorce Court. Welcome. And welcome, everyone, to Divorce Court. We have a married couple here today. They have been together literally for 17 years. They've only been married for 5 years. But Mr. Mylius is concerned that his wife's overspending will put them in the poorhouse. But his wife is concerned that his cheating is what's really at the core of the problem. Let's find out where we are today. Mr. Mylius, why are we in divorce court?
Your Honor, we're here today because my wife thinks money grows on trees and I've been unfaithful. If we can get on the same page, I want divorce papers signed.
And it looks like you have the divorce papers with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign them ahead of time?
I have.
So you're serious about where we are in this relationship, am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Mylius has said that today he needs to see some clear changes and he's going to prove his fidelity. What do you say, Ms. Mylius?
Your Honor, it's not true. He's a hypocrite and he tries to blame me for everything and it's actually him.
And so you say that it's not just you that has the problem in the relationship.
No, ma'am.
Do you think that the problems can be fixed?
Yes, Your Honor.
So let's find out together. Mr. Mylius, take me back to a happier time when you all first met and then tell me how we got to this point.
Well, we met back in 2006. It was at a mutual friend's barbecue. Just a regular barbecue, burgers, bonfires, lots of cussing.
So the right people got invited to the cookout.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. There's quite a bit of an age difference, Ms. Mylius, am I correct?
Age is just a number.
Okay. You sound...
Opposites attract.
Okay. You sound like a Leta song. Age ain't nothing but a number.
That's right.
Clearly, y'all decided throwing down ain't nothing but a thing either, okay?
Yes, you may.
So, what went wrong? Looked like y'all were kind of giggly and daffodils and daisies. In 2019, you got married. Tell me what happened with the marriage. Tell me how it progressed.
Since then, things changed. In 2020, I found my father deceased. She was there for me. I needed emotional support. She was there for me 100%. I respect her for that like you couldn't ever believe.
Okay.
But since things have changed, it's like she's just given up on me.
Did you all move in together when you all first started seeing each other? Because you met 17 years ago, but you've been together.
We've been together like a year after we met. We started dating.
So for 16 years, you've been living together, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So my question is, you did tell me that you got your own place in 2020.
We lived with his father.
Oh.
So his father was elderly. So
okay.
That's why we stayed with his father. His father didn't want to be alone.
We've been used to taking care of ill family members for the better part of our relationship. Until my father was deceased, we got our own place together then.
And so in 2020, that was really the first time that you all could, like, make a household.
Be on our own.
All right, so now I understand. What happened to change what had been working for so long?
I don't know, it's just like she's giving up on me. I worked 2 jobs, like I said, I bring in the money, and she was working as a CNA, but she quit that job, and she's quit every job she's had ever since then.
But wait a minute, what's the dynamic of your family? Did you inherit a lot of money or something? You have a...
No.
Okay, so everybody got to work, in other words, so if you can make the ends meet.
I've been working the majority of the time, and our relationship began. Okay. I was a truck driver for 5 years.
Okay.
48 states in Canada, and I was a CNA for a long time. And my body's tired. I'm tired. I'm hurting. My back hurts a lot. I wish, I get disability, but
okay,
it was okay whenever I was making the money, but whenever now he's got to make the money. When we got married, you're as one.
So, but Mr. Mylius, did you work throughout the relationship, or did you just start working?
No, I've had a job throughout the whole time, and I said she quit every job since she was a CNA. I had her get her a job at a gas station, and she was working there during the days, but they had switched shifts on her because they didn't like her attitude.
What kind of attitude? I mean, you can't, you have to be customer service. You got to be friendly.
I don't know what it is. The boss said they didn't like her attitude, so they switched her from days to nights.
Uh-oh.
Him and the boss are friends, so the boss isn't going to say anything.
Well, the thing is, I went to the gas station to go see her work one day, and I seen her in her car playing games on her cell phone, and she was lying to me about wanting to work for a few days.
Oh, so
Miss, get over it.
Miss Mylius.
I didn't like the way the truck drivers were hitting on me, and I think that I was disrespecting my husband doing that.
Okay, but what was also disrespectful to your husband was coming home and pretending you were going to a job when you were really going to sit in the car. How about just say to your husband, this is not for me, I am being put in
I tried to do that, and it just goes over and says that you don't want to hear me.
Obviously, Mr. Mylius needs some help to run the household financially.
I didn't need help whenever I was running the household financially, and he wasn't.
But Ms. Mylius says he worked the whole time. Is that not true?
No, that's not true. I did.
Who paid the rent?
Me, him, and his dad.
So everybody contributed?
Everybody contributed.
Everybody pulled their weight?
Yes, Your Honor, but I pulled more than what he pulled.
Would you agree with that, Mr. Mylius?
For a short duration. But I need help. It's been me for the last several years, and if she can't get a job or she won't agree to get a part-time job,
you're working,
then I'm done.
Okay. It's my money, it's your money. It's supposed to be whenever you're married. What's yours is mine, what's mine is yours.
I know, but Ms. Mylius, at this point, your husband is saying the family needs the help.
He's a hypocrite, trying to blame me.
Ma'am, the reality of the situation is, if the bills can't get paid, then Mr. Mylius is not going to want to stay in a relationship.
He needs to stop spending it.
Well, I know you said there's a problem with her spending.
What she's failing to divulge is that she gets family members' money on a regular basis. She's given thousands of dollars over the past several months to her relatives.
Wait a minute. You said several months, which means that's the money that you're bringing in.
That's correct.
He knew about it.
So, but wait a minute. I understand you say thousands of dollars. Give me a for instance so that I can be very clear.
Well, we pay our rent by the week. It's $165 a week. It's $660 a month. Okay. And she had given $500 to one of her family members, and I went to go pay the rent one day, and our bank account was short. It broke our account.
But you knew about that $500.
What do you mean he knew about it?
He knew, because my family member had children and they were getting kicked out, and I'm not going to have them out on the street with children and nowhere to go. And I asked him, I said, well, either they can stay with us or I'm going to have to loan them money. He said, that's fine. I didn't tell him I was going to do it right that day, but I told him I was going to loan them the money when they found somewhere.
Did they repay the money?
Not yet.
It broke our account to the point where I went to go pay my rent, and the money was not there. So we got evicted. We were in the process of being evicted. I had to go to court with the landlord, and I had to agree to pay double rent for 5 months.
So that charitable contribution to a family member actually cost you money?
For almost half a year.
I don't trust him.
So it was another woman?
I walked in the room, and she's got her hand on his knee. So I went to his phone and found text messages.
That's a naked woman.
Yes, ma'am.
From the front and the back?
Yes.
And it doesn't look like a yoga position.
Oh, no.
Okay, Mrs. Mylius, regardless of what your heart said, you should have put your family in that situation, because now your husband is in a trick bag and he's forced to be the one to get yourself out of it. I don't think that's fair.
Well, I wasn't doing it to be unfair. I was just doing it because, my family member needed, I guess he misunderstood what I said whenever I told him I needed the money to give to my family member. He thought I was going to take it out that day. That's why I guess he got confused.
But I see a couple of numbers here. $500, I see $680.
These were two separate occasions.
So we're really not talking $500. We're talking
almost $1,200.
Almost $1,200.
This is correct.
Can y'all afford that?
No, but I mean, but it's not all at the same time.
It's like she doesn't care.
Ms. Mylius, I don't think you are getting the fact that your family needs double income in order to sustain itself. And you're 48, not 78. You're not even at retirement age. You didn't tell me anything about a disability. I didn't read that in my court papers.
I'm in a process of getting disability.
But you're not getting disability. And let me be real clear about that. They're not going to give you disability for being lazy. That don't work.
Well, I'm not lazy.
That doesn't work.
I'm not lazy.
Okay? See, that's the whole point. If you're not lazy, with so many customer service jobs that you can even do from home, they're begging people. You can make $25, $30, $35 an hour from home.
But he's not saying the whole truth, though.
Okay, what's the whole truth?
He's gambling problem. He spends more money on that than I give my family.
So you have a gambling problem, and you taking money out of the family also, Mr. Mylius?
I gamble sometimes online, but I would say I win more than I lose, though.
So neither one of you are financially responsible. That's what it sounds like. At some point, That's going to be the tipping point. Do you understand what I mean? The family is not going to sustain itself if you all continue to go down this path. But Ms. Mylius, I actually see that it's almost a countersuit today because you think he's cheating.
Yes, I don't trust him.
What makes you say that, ma'am?
Because in 2000, we had a roommate, and they were laughing and giggling and playing video games or whatever. And
So it was another woman?
and I walked in the room, and she's got her hand on his knee.
In your house?
Yes, ma'am.
Aurora?
They had sex before he even met me.
Did you know this?
No, I found out afterwards.
So you had an ex-girlfriend staying in the
somebody
house?
I went to high school with.
It wasn't high school. It was 2 years before you met me.
Unless she robbed a cradle, that was more recent than high school.
The roommate that she's speaking of was closer to age to myself than me and
That don't
her
matter.
are. She was
What does that
around my
have to do with
same age.
anything?
Okay, that would actually might make her a little bit more intimidated that somebody...
And plus, we got in an argument, and he told me that I had other options. And I'm like, what are you talking about, other options? Well, I'll just leave it at that. So I went through his phone and found text messages and pictures and of some woman. And I sent you the
You
original-
did send me
Yes, ma'am.
the photos. I'd like the jury to see what we're talking about. Hey, Steve, how are you today? I just got off work. Hey, who is this? It's blah, blah from the blah, blah. I didn't see you at work today, so clearly a former coworker. Oh, yeah, hey, I was off today. How was it today? It would have been better if you were there. Maybe see you with your shirt off again.
That's not all. The second one is even
Oh, excuse
more.
me, my court officers have told me that I need to look at the private
Yes, Your
version
Honor.
of this. That's a naked woman.
Yes, ma'am. And not a very good one.
A selfie naked woman, and then
Thank you, ma'am.
from the front and the back.
Yes.
And it doesn't look like a yoga position.
Oh, no. She wasn't no down dogging. Okay.
And the second, wow, I wasn't expecting that. That is, shall we say, a yoga move for you.
Yeah.
Wow,
I
in
don't
a good
understand what-
way
I mean,
or
he
a
works
bad
at-
way. I'm speechless. I have to delete this now and call you later.
Well, why would we want to delete and call her later?
Mr. Mylius, tag, you're it.
I can prove that I've not been unfaithful to her.
Because you actually wanted to take a polygraph examination.
That is correct.
We asked Mr. Mylius, since being with your wife, have you had sexual contact with that coworker that sent you nude photos? What was Mr. Mylius's answer?
He answered no.
And what did the test results indicate?
Polygraph examination results indicated
I work on the line. I got grease on my shirt and changed my shirt. We go with smocks and stuff. And that's when Lynn was taking my shirt off, but
Why did this lady send you nude photos of herself?
that one I cannot explain. That one I
Why
cannot
did
explain.
you then not, because I'm gonna ask a follow-up question. Why did you then not say, this ain't that kind of relationship, you know I'm married? Because that should have been the next
Yes, Your Honor.
text.
And you should be having
And
your
then
shirt
the
off.
next text after that should have said, I'm going to delete this because I need to put this behind us, and please don't do this again. Why didn't you, Mr. Mylius?
You know, Your Honor, I'm a decent-looking character, you know, and I don't even know how she got my number. She must have got off the work roster.
I know, but Mr. Mylius, what would make this woman think that you'd be accepting of these kinds of photos?
That I cannot explain. I don't know why
Yeah,
she even
but you
sent me
said
them
that you were going
photos.
to call her later and delete the pictures. Yeah. So you're hiding it from me, and you're going to call her later and say, hey, don't send pictures. You can text me, don't send pictures.
I can prove.
You're getting me busted?
I can prove that I've not been unfaithful to her.
Because you actually wanted to take a polygraph examination.
That is correct.
And not for nothing, after seeing this, I want you to take a polygraph examination. Will you please ask the polygraph examiner to join us, Corey?
Sure thing.
Thank you. Because that would make me have a little cross-eye.
Good day, Your Honor.
Good day, Mr. Yarborough. Will you please state your name and professional background for the record?
My name is John Yarborough. I'm a certified polygraph examiner. I'm also a member of the American Polygraph Association, and I've done hundreds of polygraphs for law enforcement and other public safety agencies. as well as professional and private polygraphs.
And Mr. Yarbrough, you have performed services for this court on numerous occasions. I have found you to be more than qualified to perform those services, and I find you to be so today. I asked you to perform a polygraph examination on Mr. Mylius.
That is correct, Your Honor.
The first question being, regarding that roommate that lived with you and your wife in 2019, did you have any sexual contact with her that your wife is unaware of?
That is correct.
What was Mr. Mylius's answer?
He answered no.
And what did the test results indicate?
The polygraph examination results indicated there was no deception to that question.
Oh!
So he did not sleep with the roommate after they were married that she is unaware of.
What'd I tell you?
correct.
I still have that. Don't mean nothing. You still slept with her before you met me, so that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna be.
That was before I met her, Your Honor.
100%.
matter.
And that was contained in the question. The second question, we asked Mr. Mylius, since being with your wife, have you had sexual contact with that coworker that sent you nude photos?
That is correct.
What was Mr. Mylius's answer?
He answered no.
And what did the test results indicate?
The polygraph examination results indicated there was no deception to that question either.
What'd I tell
Mr.
you?
Mylius told the
Then I
truth.
trust you now.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Then I can trust you now.
Mr. Yarbrough, so Mr. Mylius told the truth in terms of his outside sexual contact.
That is correct. There was no deception indicated to any of those questions.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yarbrough. We appreciate you.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Yarbrough.
Can I get him a kiss?
That's your husband. So I usually would say you owe your husband an apology, but that kiss was a good start to it.
Your Honor, I only want my big mama. That's all I want.
Actually, you want something else. You want somebody that's going to be a full partner and agree to help out.
But I want that from her, though.
Mrs. Mylius, your husband only wants you, but he wants his partner back. He needs your help. And if you love him,
I do love him, and I do want to help.
what are you prepared to do to make sure he tears those papers up?
I'm gonna try to help him with money and get a job.
Oh, you need to say that with your chest then.
Because I got him right here.
You know what the kids say, if you really believe something, you say it with your chest.
Yeah, well, we've been together 17 years, and I'm not gonna stop now. I'm gonna get a job, and I'm gonna help him out.
That's the woman that he married. That's the
That's what I
woman
want
that
to
he
hear.
picked.
That's all I want to hear.
But I also want him to be the man I married to.
I beg your pardon?
I said I just want him to be the man that I married to. And now I know he is.
Mr. Mylius, is my work here done?
Your work here is done, Your Honor.
What you gonna do with those papers? If you don't want to get out of the house, doing something customer service in the house is a real cottage industry right now. And it brings in a nice little income. It can do it part-time. It would be helpful to your husband, and it might stop some of these arguments. Then you can go back to playing bingo. He can play the video gambling, and then y'all can stop wasting my time, okay? Please go be married, stay in love. I love when he said, I just want my big mama. You made my day on that one, I'm gonna tell you that. And Ms. Mylius, quit whining so much, and that was a nasty lady that sent those
Oh, I
pictures,
know.
okay? Stay away from her.
Thank you, Judge Starr.
That's my verdict.
Thank you.
And go home.
We can go home, baby.
Yeah.
Okay. I told you I wasn't lying about
I
that.
know. I'm not gonna trust you. I appreciate you for
That's
being
good.
honest and not lying to me anymore.
No, I never was lying.
Yeah. All right.
Made in Georgia.